Welcome to this explainer. Look, if you're managing modern IT infrastructure, you know we're facing a massive, incredibly relevant challenge right now. AI and big data are getting a whole lot smarter, but man, they are also getting ridiculously hot. Today, we're going to unpack exactly how to manage these intense power and heat demands using a very specific solution, SuperCloud Composer. If you manage data centers, you already know the heat is on, literally. So let's explore how we can actually cool things down efficiently. Okay, here's our roadmap for today. We're going to start with the modern cooling challenge, then we'll meet SuperCloud Composer. From there, we'll step inside the control room, look at frictionless deployment and scaling, discuss the vital push toward a green data center, and finally, show you how to try it out for yourself. Let's get moving. Starting off with Section 1, the Modern Cooling Challenge, focusing on the high-intensity workloads of tomorrow. So, we really have to begin with a fundamental question. We know highly intensive AI and big data workloads are completely redefining the modern data center. They demand absolutely massive amounts of power, and as a byproduct, they are pushing traditional air cooling infrastructure to its literal breaking point. The harsh reality facing IT admins today is simply this. How on earth do we manage this new thermal reality without our operational costs just skyrocketing out of control? Well, the answer really lies in liquid cooling, and more specifically, managing it effectively. But before we get into the software that makes all of this easy, we need to understand the core hardware at play here, the CDU, or Cooling Distribution Unit. Think of this as the beating heart of your liquid cooling system. It's a physical asset that provides vital liquid cooling sensor data. We're talking about critical metrics like pressure, humidity, pump health, and valve status. Monitoring these exact vitals is absolutely key to taming data center heat. Moving to Section 2. Meet SuperCloud Composer, essentially the central nervous system for your data center. The liquid cooling console within SuperCloud Composer, or SCC, serves as an incredibly robust enterprise management platform. It allows administrators to intuitively monitor physical asset health and IP configurations. But crucially, it brings multi-generation and third-party systems completely under one roof. So instead of juggling a bunch of different tools, everything can be managed smoothly from a single unified console. Now, this specific functionality is driven by the Liquid Cooling Console module, or LCCM. This is a seriously powerful tool. It collects all that vital CDU physical asset information we just talked about, but it doesn't just collect it. It actively harvests all that granular sensor data, the pressure, the humidity, the valves, and presents it in real time. This lets you monitor the operating efficiency of those liquid-cooled racks instantly. Plus, using these insights, SCC helps you set up custom alert management and handles firmware updates seamlessly. So the big takeaway here is that LCCM presents complex CDU data instantly, empowering you to make totally accurate, data-driven lifecycle decisions on the fly. All right, Section 3, inside the control room. Let's talk about what this single pane of glass experience actually looks like. Let's think about how this builds into actionable day-to-day management. Within the POD View module, utilizing a really streamlined API, you can easily configure and register your CDU. Once it's discovered, administrators can literally drag and drop their CDU appliance directly to a fully populated liquid-cooled rack. It's that easy. This gives you incredible flexibility to organize your data center based on common workloads, whether those rack deployments are sitting right there at the edge or their physical appliances located miles and miles away. It's also vital to contrast immediate triage with your long-term strategy. On one hand, the real-time liquid cooling console flags immediate sensor module warnings, so it's indicating instant threats like leaks or pump errors, so you can act fast. But on the other hand, LCCM aggregates all of this historical data into rich charts and graphs. By combining up-to-the-minute telemetry with ambient temperature trends over time, you unlock truly predictive analytics and highly accurate alert notifications. It's a real game changer for preventative maintenance. Section 4. Frictionless deployment and scaling. Let's look at building a truly agile data center architecture. Shifting gears a bit from daily monitoring, let's talk about actually getting these massive systems up and running in the first place. The absolute ultimate goal of SuperCloud Composer is captured perfectly in 4 simple words: zero touch, zero friction. It's completely designed to remove the traditional headaches of infrastructure setup and scaling. So how does it actually pull that off? Through a whole suite of frictionless deployment features. Instead of tedious manual setup, you get zero-touch provisioning for network configuration and hardware lifecycle management that's purpose-built for software-defined data centers. By utilizing northbound Redfish APIs for seamless integration, servers are dynamically configured, which allows for a zero-touch OS deployment in literally a matter of seconds. Ultimately, automating these highly complex configurations directly translates to some really vital savings in both CapEx and OpEx. And as your data center grows, SCC scales right along with you. It lets you monitor and manage resource pools in a composable, disaggregated infrastructure. What that means is you can fluidly allocate compute and storage exactly where it's needed, rather than being locked into really rigid hardware constraints. A massive benefit here is that it explicitly supports third-party devices, completely expanding your hardware options. And it wraps the whole shebang in a single pane of glass featuring rich analytics, policy-based alert management, and strict governance through SSL security compliance and role-based access control. Which brings us to Section 5, the Green Data Center. Let's connect this to lowering emissions and improving PUE. It's so important to connect all this technical lifecycle management back to a massive global priority: environmental sustainability. When we compare traditional high-power usage environments to Supermicro's innovative liquid cooling technology, the difference is just stark. By deploying Supermicro's cold plate rack-scale solutions and managing them efficiently with SCC, you're directly lowering carbon emissions from fossil-fueled power plants. You significantly improve your power usage efficiency, or PUE. It's really about utilizing intuitive management to harvest sensor data in seconds, ensuring your highly intensive workloads are running as cleanly and efficiently as physics allows. And finally, Section 6. Try it for yourself. Let's bring this agility, speed, and simplicity to your own systems. Now that we understand the operational and environmental benefits, let's break down how you can actually bring this into your data center today. The license structure for SuperCloud Composer is remarkably straightforward. You can start with a free 90-day trial with full functionality activation just to experience the capabilities firsthand. Beyond that, there's a standard monitor license for single system activation and a DCMS license if you require advanced hardware management through BMC or baseboard management controller features. Getting started is completely frictionless, just like the software itself. You can navigate directly to the Supermicro website or simply scan the QR code to jump straight to the product page. From there, you can apply for that free 90-day trial license we just discussed. It is honestly the fastest way to experience a revolutionary approach to data center management. We're going to wrap up this explainer with one final thought for you to chew on. With the intense heat generated by modern workloads, traditional management is no longer a viable strategy. It's a bottleneck. By leveraging the data-driven liquid cooling capabilities of SuperCloud Composer, you have the power to transform your infrastructure into a greener, smarter, and vastly more efficient organism. The future of data is hot. Is your infrastructure ready to handle it? Thank you so much for joining me on this deep dive.